Right now, a drug bust in St. Martin Parish uncovers fentanyl, crystal meth, and marijuana. A family is recovering from severe storm damage in Coteau. Retired teachers can return to the classroom without having their benefits taken.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader, this is KLFY News 10 at 5.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Lorena Patterson-Vallian. We begin today with a big drug bust in St. Martin. The St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office arrested 3 suspected drug dealers. Police found over 60 pounds of synthetic marijuana, 600 grams of suspected oxycodone, and 6,000 fentanyl pills, among other drugs. Jared Hilaire, Jalen Mitchell, and Tresmond Jones were arrested after obtaining a search warrant. They were all charged with the intent to distribute. Over the weekend, severe weather hit Acadiana. I spoke with a family in Coteau who are still recovering from the damage. Over the weekend, the residents of Edison Street and Coteau were hit especially hard by bad weather in Acadiana. In-laws Cody Darbon and James Strickland say the bad weather started in the wee hours of the morning.
Jumped out of bed, popped up, pitch black, couldn't see nothing, just seen a lot of flashes through the blinds, stuff like that. So I got up, started trying to get through the hallway, yelling for the kids, Scary moment, you don't know if it's going to be your last moment or not when a situation like that happens.
Everybody just got in the middle of the house in the hallways and just waited till it got quiet before we could come out and see what happened. And we walked out and this is what we found.
Meteorologists are calling the storm a microburst. Microbursts have wind speeds that can reach 100 miles per hour, rivaling a tornado. The damage to the in-laws' homes is extensive.
Walk out the door and just everything's different. Mess everywhere, shed on top of vehicles,
It snapped it like a twig, along with a lot of other trees around here.
The in-laws are in the process of cleaning up their properties, and though they have experienced a lot of damage, they consider themselves more fortunate than others.
There's a lot of people out here that, need help in a lot of ways, People are not as fortunate as other people, so anyone out there can come out here and help people who need, it would probably do them a lot of good.
The family is thankful that no one was hurt, and they're expecting help from their insurance very soon. Retired teachers are returning back to the classroom. News 10's Laura Lee Guidry tells us more about the new Louisiana law that went into effect this month.
Louisiana has passed a law that is allowing retired teachers to be reemployed penalty-free in order to combat the recent shortage.
Lafayette Parish, like several parishes across the state, has identified specific critical shortage areas, and what they're doing in order to fill any gaps in the classroom instruction is opened it up to retired teachers.
Lafayette Parish School System Communications and Public Relations Specialist Tracy Wirtz says that in order for a retiree to be eligible, there needs to be less than 3 applicants for the position. This ensures active teachers will not be overlooked.
Lafayette Parish strives to have certified teachers in the classroom. All of our teachers in the classroom right now are either certified or working towards certification.
Retirees taking this offer will be paid a first-year teacher's salary, but are allowed to keep their pensions. This offer also applies to speech therapists, school counselors, and other positions in the school district with documented critical shortages. Tracy urges retired teachers to research other guidelines and insurance benefits before applying.
I would encourage any teachers who are considering returning to the classroom after retirement to go to our website, to look at the current job openings, to look at the list that fall into that critical shortage. And if you have any questions, call our HR department, reach out to them, and they can help you navigate that process if you need to.
Teachers have to be retired for at least a full year in order to keep their benefits to return to the classroom.
Officials have found a way to bring new life to St. Landry Parish by reusing materials from an old hospital. Moose Memorial Hospital in Eunice was built in the 1950s. After years of neglect, the building became an eyesore in the community. Officials have come up with a way to not only remove the old building, but also recycle the materials to improve St. Landry Parish. The project will be saving 6 to 7 months of landfill space, as well as saving taxpayers money. After a couple applied for a marriage license, the St. Landry Parish Clerk of Court's office were shocked to find that one of them was already married and in prison. KLFY's Annie Kramer has more about this incident and how it was resolved.
Here in St. Landry Parish, a false marriage license nearly turned into a disaster that would have resulted in property loss before being noticed by the Clerk of Court's office.
What occurred was that basically in another parish, a marriage license was acquired fraudulently.
Larry Kaye with the Clerks of Court's office says that the incident began when a couple walked in to apply for the license, but it was later learned that the soon-to-be groom was actually using the identity of a man currently in prison.
A transfer of property through donation fraudulently occurred between this ex and this other individual pretending to be an individual who happened to be incarcerated.
Kaye says that the marriage license was used to donate property from the incarcerated man to the female's name.
It just goes to show the significance of being alerted and being aware, because sometimes things don't get caught.
With incidents like this in mind, Kaye says that there is also an online service, eclerksla.com, that offers notifications when records are filed under your name when changes are made.
You will be alerted as an individual if someone attempts to fraudulently transfer. So it's really significant to be aware that these services exist and preparing, for the worst case scenario.
The St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office is also investigating the incident with more information to be presented once the investigation is complete. In St. Landry Parish, Annie Kramer, KLFY News 10.
Imagine getting in your car and hearing a knock on the window. When you turn to look, a gun is pointed in your face. Well, that's what happened to this Abbeville resident. After escaping the attempted carjacking, the Abbeville resident, who chose to remain anonymous, headed to the police station. She was assured that the suspect would be held in custody, but because he is a minor, he was released to his mother the next day. The resident said she was told they couldn't house the minor in jail and that the suspect would later turn himself in. According to the resident, that hasn't happened. The resident is left in limbo as she has no idea who or where her attacker is. She believes that the law should change and parents should be held more responsible.
Laws should be enforced where they're not given to the custody of their parents, or parents should be held responsible for the actions of their minors. And if the minors don't pay the price, the parents should.
Over in Branch, the AMI Kids Acadiana program has helped troubled kids finish their learning, but they are in need of more supplies. KLFY's Annie Kramer has more on the program and how to help.
The AMI Kids program allows boys ages 12 to 18 to receive an education from middle school all the way to the GED. But as a nonprofit organization, the resources they receive are often limited.
We try to receive any resources that's available. Online resources, our materials and books, we usually kind of get those donated or from a different AMI Kids facility.
Janae Allen, Director of Education, says the rehabilitation program takes in students from all over the state sent from the court. Their focus is to keep the students up to date with their learning.
We are juvenile residential. We are a nonprofit organization. We have all the major subjects, our math, science, social studies. We try to make sure they're able to learn effectively.
Dominic Danton, one of the students at the facility, says how the lack of materials affects their learning.
A lot of books that we have are for lower grade levels, and I feel like we need more books that are more on our skill level for like the 11th and 12th graders, like the more high school students.
Danton says these materials are needed for the program sees positive results.
It's one of the best facilities around, in my opinion. It gives us structure, teaches us life skills that we need to know for whenever we go back out into the community.
For more information on how to donate and help the cause, visit amikidzacadiana.org. In Branch, Annie Kramer, KLFY News 10.
The New Orleans Audubon Zoo has some new loud habitants. The zoo recently welcomed 2 new screaming armadillo pups, the first to be born in North America since 2018. These armadillos are named from the scream they make when frightened or threatened and the hair that covers part of their bodies. Their names are Birkenstock and Tiva, and the mother is currently taking care of them until they are ready to be on their own. The zoo says that when the time comes, they will go to new homes and start families. Thanks for joining us at News 10. I'm Lorena Patterson-Vallian. Have a great day. Cool.